The Fingerless ThumbAround is a trick in pen spinning that follows the basic movement of the fundamental of the thumb around, but it is done without any pushes of any of the fingers. And the Fingerless ThumbAround looks like this. To do this, first you're going to want to know how to do the thumb around and the basic motion of it. To understand how to do the actual push motion, you can either start out like this, or you can have the pen resting in a slightly modified writing position like this. But no matter which way you start out, the motion is just the same. The motion is kind of like a backwards C kind of motion. It's kind of like this. Reason being, when you to get the thumb around going, you have to know that it goes this way, obviously. And to do that, when you push forward, the pen naturally goes this way. And you kind of need that C motion to kind of get the pen to go around in a circular motion. So it only makes sense that it's kind of like that. Most of the motion, however, is pushing forward. There's very limited or very little amount of actual curve that you need to put into it. I can't really say much else, but just kind of practice like always. If it helps at all, you can kind of have the pen poised as if you're going to do a regular thumb around, but kind of just use a hand motion instead of your finger, but just use your finger as support. Just kind of have your wrist flick over so it will do the fingerless thumb around. Always keep in mind that, like, when you do the thumb around, you usually start like this, as I showed you in my regular tutorial. You want to know that the pen spins around the thumb, which is at like this point, so you're going to have this point in the thumb flap. That only makes sense because it rotates around the same axis, and it'll end up at the end here, which is where your thumb ends up after you do the thumb around. So just kind of take it from the regular thumb around and just transfer all to the thumb flap area, which is here. Now you'll notice that I did a thumb around in two different ways, one like this and one like this. There is no particular way of how to do this. There's no like definite starting position, but it's just whichever way is easier and whichever way is linked in your combo, which you're probably going to do is in a combo somewhere. That's really all about it. I mean, you just gotta keep looking at it and just kind of keep seeing what works for you. Obviously, if you put too much force, it's just gonna go off like that, and too little force, it'll just go like that. So, my personal preference is to start kind of like this, if not have my middle finger on the pen, like in normal, and just kind of flick my wrist. If you are doing it like this, the motion is kind of like, I don't know, pushing it this way motion like you would expect. And even though my middle finger does move forward, I'm not actually pushing it, so that's why it looks a lot smoother than an actual thumb around sometimes. Again, you can start like this. I just did this way to prove that it was completely fingerless and that I wasn't using any fingers to push the pen around. But like I said, you can do it here too. It's just as right. That's really about it. Just keep practicing. If you need help, feel free to comment or visit the Universal Pen Spinning Board at upsb.info.